This is Brian, and welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Metroid. And what, hoping, God willing, will be the last part. So yeah, here we finally got the Metroids. And that's what you don't want to do. But yeah, you can freeze them. I don't think they'll respawn. Yeah, so you freeze them and then 5 missiles will blow them up. Ooh, that got pretty close. Yeah, and they don't stay frozen forever, so be a little careful still. Probably just try to rush through here, but I don't know. It seems kind of dangerous to me. Trying to coax him to come in far enough over. Okay, they do move pretty quickly. Doing okay so far, I would say. Yeah, I think this takes more than 5 missiles. It is a different color. Alright, so yeah, 10 there. Now we're going to go over here, and this is going to be a sideways corridor, and those things actually hurt you as well. And there will be Metroids in here too, so... Okay, got him before he came back. The hell was that? Seemed kind of like a little bit of a glitch there. And it seems like if they unfreeze, lose the progress you had made against them. Okay, well, we're still going here. And I got another vertical shaft here, and I think we still got more Metroids coming up. Do these things drop anything? Doesn't really seem like it so far, at least. Alright, it's been a little while since I ran into a Metroid here now. These things are hitting me a little too much, though. They're causing more damage than the Metroids. Okay, well, that one doesn't seem like he's going to follow me down here, so I guess we're safe to go past that. More Metroids in here? I would have to imagine so. Yeah, so Those things are what the game's named after, but they're not actually the final enemy. Good, he dropped health. Because the ones that drop missiles are dropping quite a few, so I'm not really going down too far on that. Okay. I think I'm actually at the end here. We go forward. We're gonna be in the room where we fight Mother Brain. Boy, is it a pain in the ass. Just gonna take a few seconds to compose myself here and get ready. Might fail. We'll try. Alright, here we go. Need to switch to missiles because we got a lot of stuff coming at us and we got a bunch of these gates to get through here. And if you take shots on them, but if you take time in between, it'll grow back. You gotta try to power through as best as you can. All right. Just gonna take a breath. Okay, go. I want to try a different strategy maybe here. Or maybe not. Okay, another one down. Let's go, I guess. Okay, I think this is the last one. Yep, there's Mother Brain over there. All right. Get the last one. Come on, just blast the shit out of it. Okay. I don't think the guns can hit me anymore in this position if you stand in the middle here. So that's going to be my strategy here, is I got to just try to avoid the... I don't know. SpaghettiOs, Fruit Loops, whatever those guys are. Alright. That takes out the glass. I think as long as I avoid those guys and just keep getting hits in, should be okay here. Oh, you asshole. Thought I was gonna do a screw attack up to there. Being a little too careless still, I suppose. Thought I was getting back through there fast enough to avoid that one guy, but... Holy shit, though, we did it! Except, you do get a timer to get the hell out of here. It is pretty high, but we do have quite a ways to climb here. And it's gonna be kind of pain in the ass platforming. I find probably best is not to rush it too much. Seems like it repeats a pattern, basically. Okay, just try not to panic. It's one place I almost wish we didn't have the screw attack, because I don't want to do those jumps with it, but it just automatically does it. But yeah, we still made it out with plenty of time. Great, you fulfilled your mission. It will revive peace in space, but it may be invaded by the other Metroid prey for a true peace in space. Okay, not the best grammar there. And depending on how fast you get through the game, you can get slightly different endings here. Like, she takes her helmet off there. I didn't get through it very quickly. I think if you go through it, I don't know what the time limit is, but if you get through it fast enough, she'll take her whole suit off, and she'll basically be there in like a one-piece bikini, or a one-piece swimsuit, I think. Yeah, so goes to show you don't have to necessarily be great at these games to make it through one like this, but it's certainly not easy. Missiles I seemed fine on, but it was the energy that I just wish I had more of. And I noticed that it seemed like the last couple energy tanks I picked up, it didn't actually add to my energy meter. I feel like that might have been capped out. I don't know though, I wasn't paying that close of attention, I guess. I'd have to watch back through it completely to realize that. Because when I do my reviews before I put out the episodes, I don't necessarily pay attention to the content of it. I'm just making sure that everything's okay and there aren't any audio or video glitches or anything. But yeah, this is a pretty old one, back from 1986. So, yeah. I do usually prefer RPGs, although I don't mind a game like this once in a while. And I have played through it before. But I'm not that great at platforming on some of these parts. Especially with all that junk coming at you on the screen at the end in Mother Brain's area there. Like, if I didn't have the Varia suit, there'd be no way I would have even made it to there, probably. Let alone, I mean, even with the Varia suit and all the energy I had, I was pretty close to dying at the end there anyway. I didn't keep count on how many hits it took to take out Mother Brain, but you had to shoot quite a few missiles into her. So, my thoughts on the game? It certainly started a lot of great games in the Metroid, and people usually call it, the genre is kind of like Metroidvania, because they kind of put these Metroid games in with Castlevania games and calling that a type of genre. And I do appreciate them, and I like playing them once in a while, but it's not the kind of thing that I would like. They're not my favorite franchises, I guess I would say. But I certainly understand why some people do adore them. It's just not the kind of game that I usually down and play. But I mean, I do get in the mood where I want to. That's why I played it this time, because I felt like starting it out here. And I know people like this game, and I don't not like it. It's just a little tougher for me sometimes. I appreciate the simplicity of it. There weren't that many items to pick up, and it is somewhat open in the beginning in that you need to get certain upgrades to make it to different areas, so that's pretty cool how they block off areas like that. You can go pretty far into it without getting some of the upgrades. Like, you need the bomb to get to certain areas, I think, and you need ball to get through certain things, and high jump. I don't know if you need high jump to access anything other than, like, upgrades. 100% on that. Like, I don't think it would let you get into an area where you'd, like, lock yourself from being able to get out of there if you didn't have the high jump. Guess I'd have to think back on some of those. But it's certainly nice to have, just like the screw attack. I mean, once I got that, it made it a lot easier to traverse the map once you get that. So, yeah, I like the abilities you pick up. Really progress the game well in that respect. One thing that I don't like too much, or that is kind of a limitation, but it kind of represented the way these games used to play back in the early era of gaming, I guess. And I don't know, some people might consider Nintendo not to even be that early, but I consider it to be pretty old and retro. I grew up with it and loved it, but they don't really give you much direction on what you need to do, and without even having a map in the game, you just kind of, you're going to be stumbling around for a long time trying to figure out the secrets. And like, to get all of that stuff on a first playthrough, I don't think there's any way you would get all the energy tanks and the missiles without having some knowledge of where they might be. Unless you're one of those people that is just sinking hours and hours into it, bombing and shooting everything you come across. I suppose that way you might do it, but I don't have that much patience for that kind of thing here. But it was certainly a way to add out a shorter, older game like this and give it great replayability, because you could pick it up and keep going and or some things, or try some things you hadn't tried in a previous playthrough. The way you save the game, I mean, it was nice that it had a save system with a password system, but that's kind of a pain in the butt, because you'd have to write them down and then return to the game. So if you weren't going to play it in one sitting, it was a little kind of clanky, I suppose, in that respect. Overall, I really enjoyed the playthrough here, even if it got a little frustrating at times. And I hope that you enjoyed watching it, and hope my misery could give you a little bit of entertainment. Either way, that's another one down here. I don't know how soon I'll get to the next game in this time slot. I'll probably just go forward with Metroid here for a couple games, and I'll go into Metroid 2 next. I'm actually more familiar with that one from childhood, because I didn't get this one right away when it came out when I was younger. But I did borrow Metroid 2 from one of my friends on Game Boy, and I played through that more times. So I wouldn't say I'm necessarily better at that one, but I'm a little more familiar with it. So anyway, we'll go forward from there, and if you did like the playthrough here, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing or following, and we'll catch you next time.